The chief decided to kill all the frogs in the swamp. When he consulted the members of his court, they replied, as usual, "Indeed, it is wise." But the old woman kept silent. "And you, old woman, what do you think?" the chief demanded. "All things are connected," she replied. The chief concluded that the old woman was a fool, and he ordered his servants to kill all the frogs. Therefore, the chief slept peacefully. But soon, the mosquitoes in the swamp began to multiply, since there were no frogs to eat them. They came into the village and made everyone miserable. The chief ordered his servants to go into the swamp and kill the mosquitoes, but it was impossible. Furious, the chief summoned the members of his court and blamed them, saying, "Why didn't you tell me that killing the frogs would make the mosquitoes multiply and everyone would be miserable? I should have listened to the old woman." Because the mosquitoes were there, all the people of the village were forced to go away. Finally, the chief and his family left too. Until he died, the chief never forgot the old woman's words. All things are connected.
So vocabulary, wise, you know wise. Wise means not foolish. Connected, you know, joined. Peacefully, calmly, no problems. Multiply, make more and more. So miserable, very, very sad. Furious, very, very angry. Summoned, what does summoned mean? Summoned means called. Okay. Called together. So did you guys do the questions on page 117 with Teacher Tim? 116, 100. Oh, you got it. Did you guys answer those questions on the top of page 117 with Teacher Tim? Hello. What about section B about vocabulary? Did you do that? Oh, okay. Good. So, yeah, I didn't know that you had done that with Tim. Do you want to listen one more time to the story or no? Okay, one last time. Because then we have another thing to read. Okay.
Page 116, Exercise 2.
All things are connected. Long ago, there was a village chief who never allowed anyone to disagree with him. Whenever he wanted to do something, he asked the members of his court for their advice. But whether the chief's idea was wise or foolish, his advisors always said the same thing. "Indeed, it is wise." Only one old woman dared to give a different answer. Whenever the chief asked for her advice, she always replied, "All things are connected." One night, the chief was awakened by the sound of frogs croaking in the swamp. It happened again the next night, and the next, and the next. The chief decided to kill all the frogs in the swamp. When he consulted the members of his court, they replied, as usual, "Indeed, it is wise." But the old woman kept silent. "And you, old woman, what do you think?" the chief demanded. "All things are connected," she replied. The chief concluded that the old woman was a fool, and he ordered his servants to kill all the frogs. Therefore, the chief slept peacefully. But soon, the mosquitoes in the swamp began to multiply, since there were no frogs to eat them. They came into the village and made everyone miserable. The chief ordered his servants to go into the swamp and kill the mosquitoes, but it was impossible. Furious, the chief summoned the members of his court and blamed them, saying, "Why didn't you tell me that killing the frogs would make the mosquitoes multiply and everyone would be miserable? I should have listened to the old woman." Because the mosquitoes were there, all the people of the village were forced to go away. Finally, the chief and his family left too. Until he died, the chief never forgot the old woman's words. All things are connected.
Okay, so you already answered this question, so we'll go on to this other reading about rabbits.
Common in Australia.
Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
From selling rabbit meat and fur. And so drovers and travellers kept.
Okay, well, let's reread the story. Pandai.
Thank